Hello, Bame Farm fans. It's Labor Day weekend. And, well, tomorrow, which I guess will be Labor Day, will be my single biggest delivery for the year. And we gotta get loaded up. We're buying straw and hay.
What do we got, Jacob?
A hay elevator, which is great. Saves Nick some work getting bales out here to me.
I could chuck them at your face, but that's another story.
Well, I'm trying to get you to last more than 10 bales. Gotta work on your endurance.
Hey, look at it this way. The more I stack the hay, the less weight I'll have tomorrow.
Yes, yes. Well, we're trying to work on that, but right now you're doing more gabbing than moving bales.
Hey, there's a wild animal this morning. You know what it is?
You?
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta chase all the mice out of the straw.
Well, I got to chase all the mice out of my combine. It kind of looks like Pet Hill.
Yes, yes. So got a lovely old elevator. It's doing a wonderful job. I think it's a Cherokee. There's a skid steer just watching us work. And we're taking advantage of the old hog barn and using the windows feature to get the bales out instead of walking them to the end, because I can't get a stack this tall in that barn. So we're outside stacking. Yep. So I still got to get all the hay pulled out of the barn. It's on wagons still. Single biggest delivery will be 700 bales total, about 100 bales of straw and 600 bales of hay. It's not the single largest purchase, but the largest delivery of the year. I had some young ladies buy 1,000 bales, but I took it to them over like 3 days, and they were taking it right out of the field. So that's delightful. I did that wrong. That's my top layer. So I'm only going 6 high. So I figure 6 high on the truck is about the same height as 7 high on a hay wagon, because this, the bed of the truck is that much higher than a hay wagon. So we're gonna be pulling some hay wagons behind this, and obviously we're gonna show that off. That'll be fun. Part of the reason why I bought this truck was for moving hay. We'll have some fun. We'll have to stack some hay on the dovetail. Nick's taking his time in there. But we'll catch you guys when we get to hooking things up. Now, while we're here, well, there's the flatbed. There's Nick. We see the flatbed. Got our straw. We saw that yesterday. Oh, I got a little bit of hay on the back, kind of an Oreo stack. Oh boy, there's a wagon. And there's another one. That's a road train right there. Almost did 3, but since I taken some hands along on this delivery, I guess we'll let the hands pull one with another truck instead of taking all 3. I mean, that would just be one miraculous road chain, and I got plenty of hitch pins. Wouldn't that be fun? I don't know. We're going too far to pull 3, but I wouldn't put it past myself. I can be crazy to do something like that because I have enough hitch pins. Oh, we're safe. We got the triangle. It doesn't matter. We're good. Well, it's sunny over there. We made it this far. Made it to a gas station. Nick's got to stop and get some gas. Looks like all the hay's there. I'm a little mad at myself for taking these 2 wagons, but they already had the hay on them from the field, and the 2 better trailing ones are empty. Nick's got a good trailing one right there. He's trying to figure out how to get some gas. Somehow. Pick a pump. Yep, that one I know trails pretty good. I put some new parts in it, all those bearings and stuff. That's the red, white, and blue wagon. But these 2 are the originals that my dad and uncle built, and ours, I guess, has been well used and loved throughout the years. That it's a little bit drunk going down the road, so we're not going too fast. Just a lovely Monday morning drive. Well, I don't know if you guys can see the mirror like I can, but there's we can't see much beyond the load on the truck. I can barely see the bales on the hay wagons. You gotta watch the road. We can't look that way too long. And here's this mirror, which we definitely don't see the wagons, but we are going around a curve. I know which bales are on the wagons because sometimes when I get too fast, they start moving over there. As long as we keep it about 20 miles an hour and under, we're fine. We don't want to get too excited. The dash decided not to work this morning, but it was working yesterday. We're pretty much barely above an idle in 4th gear, probably in the 1200 RPM range. We were running fairly fast in 3rd gear, and I feel confident in our straight 6 here, GT466E. Not always wowed about the electronic part, but it's got power. I hardly tell the wagons are back there. It's great. I'm excited to get a grain box on the flatbed and pull a wagon load of grain behind this too. It'll be fantastic. So just giving you guys a little look at the drive. We're in a 5-mile straightaway pretty much. There's a little, say, hill to crest. But it's almost 5 miles straight into town here, and we gotta go a few miles to the other side of the town we're going to. Some of the locals may know where I'm at. Try not to always give away our location too easily. Just a lovely holiday drive, windows down, enjoying the day. Well, see when we get there, or if any catastrophes happen. Woo, we are here in the driveway. Pick a low enough gear. Hopefully we don't hit the gates. Oh, here comes the sweat work. Yes, I was so glad to have an elevator for this adventure. It made it much nicer. Instead of throwing them in the barn, we could just drop them on the elevator. At some points I had Nick tossing them. At some points we're going to see I had to come out and help him. So there's 3 to 4 people in the barn as we're tossing them in as fast as we can. We kind of came up with a rule of no more than 2 bales on the elevator at a time. But we didn't always stick to that very well. Depending upon who and how many folks were in the barn, it kind of varied. It was help showed up or had to leave. The 720 bales took a few hours. There was also a lot of, water breaks thrown in here in between wagon loads or in the middle of wagon loads, or any reason we had to take a slow down moment. That's the only bad part about the truck for what we're doing right here is the fact that I had to go up and down the ramp every time. Minor detail, there's only like 20 bales back there. Now it's time for the first wagon. We start by unloading as much of the front as we can right into the barn until we get enough off. And you'll see that we'll back it up and put the elevator on a slope down to the wagon. I think Nick just took a break there. Then he would unload the front of the wagon, so then I couldn't reach the barn. That was a challenge. There's that elevator coming out. Gotta find me one of those. Borrowed this elevator for this extravaganza. At some time, we were having trouble keeping the chain on it. That usually happened when we had way too many bales going up all at once. See, now I'm back down, tossing bales on the elevator, and at some point, on every load, I'm in the barn helping them out, playing a monkey, going here, there, and everywhere. Eventually, we're going to go inside the barn and see that stack up a little bit. Of course, that's not until we're well over halfway. This is closer to the end. You can see at the times we've really got them dropping off the elevator. The character that looks like he's in pink, he's running this whole show, buying all the hay on this delivery. The 720 bales doesn't include the straw. There was 100 bales of straw, 120 bales, 600 bales of grass hay, all first cutting. Really do like the loft. At some times I wish I had a loft. Obviously it'd be a lot of hand stacking to get the hay up there. But it's just more about the rustic aesthetic of the loft and all the history of the barn. Underneath the barn there's a nice feeding area. Obviously it's limited on scale because of the size of the barn. Where, yeah, they could fit, I don't know, looks like 12.5 animals to stick their head through and eat. That's a good sign. We got an empty truck, 3 wagons behind. We made it home.